Hey guys, Wolfbeer here, bringing you episode 7 of Honor is Undead. This episode starring, as always, my co-host Pixels. Solaco28's back to help us for a little bit, and we get Pivotal Aura7 back in here. This takes place in the Iron Keep, and the purpose of this part is we're going to collect the Dull Ember, and we're also going to fight, at the end of the video, the Smelter Demon, with a few PvP matches thrown in between. So to start off here, we have Solaco back in. I'd like to get him, or I try to get him in as much as possible because him and I go back, so he's one of my buddies, and, you know, you always want to take care of your friends. Anyways, this episode is another short one. It's not that long. I'd like to get the episodes up to around a half hour, 35 minutes, instead of having like 30 fucking episodes. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to happen with all the editing and sitting around and bullshit. So, we're going to start here fighting these Alone Knights. Not too bad. The only thing you have to watch for in this level, keep an eye out for the Captain Alone Knights. They're actually the red ones, the Red Phantoms. They're about the only thing in the level that really can cause a lot of damage. There's one up here. If you're not really cautious and you're not looking for him, he's just behind the pole over there. You can't really see him. Well, you can see him now. That guy's gotten me on more than one occasion. He's a pain in the ass, and they have really, really big health pools. So just be cautious. They strike quick. They have high defenses, especially against fire, which was 100%. This was the level, this and the following level with the old Iron King. I was kind of dreading as a pyromancer, seeing as pretty much all the armor in this level has high fire defenses. Now I'm going to make my way over here to Marigold. He's a merchant. He's one of the only merchants that, as a matter of fact, he is the only merchant that sells a fragrant branch of yore. So if you're looking to unpetrify one of your guys, he'll sell you one. He also allows entrance into the Dragon Keeper Covenant. When you get the petrified egg in the Dragon Shrine, what you're going to want to do is you bring it back to him, and he gives you the option to be a dragon bro. You advance through that with dragon scales. So as you can see, I mean, he also sells, I think he sells unlimited charcoal pine resin. So with that, and he also sells the Jester set, which is really good for people looking for something. If you're going to be using a weapon that's easily punished, try and pick that up. What it does is the Jester set will negate criticals. It's huge on backstabs. You're not going to take nearly the damage you would. Also in this level, another really good armor piece is the Ironclad armor. It drops off the turtle looking guys. The only problem with that, it does negate all backstab damage, so nobody could pull a backstab off you, but it weighs 29 units, which is ridiculous. It's the heaviest piece of armor in the game. I mean, you could just use the Gower's ring, but the ring itself weighs 10 units, so you're kind of fucked either way. That's why I recommend using the Jesters. You're still going to take damage, but it's light, and like I said, it nullifies crits. So right here we get invaded by another Arbiter, Rings of Saturn. So I'm trying to fight and get all these Phantoms out of my way, and you can see Solaco with the dropping attack. That was pretty awesome. You can see Saturn making his way over to us. Speaking of the Ironclad armor, he's wearing it. It's not going to do him a whole lot of good though. I mean, I don't care if you can nullify backstabs all you want. There's no way you can nullify 3 guys coming at you. There's nothing for that unless you're a hexer, and even then you got 3 guys that pretty much know what they're doing. This guy just absolutely does not stand a chance. He's gonna get fucking destroyed. Guess he picked the wrong day to invade, buddy. Sorry about that, Rings. Probably a good kid. Probably listens to his parents. It doesn't matter. He got fucked up. Good game, Rings. Solaco there being a dick. I went to be a dick here too, but as you could see before that, I got hit by one of these, the Lone Knight Captain's arrows. The Captains are the only ones in the level that will shoot you with their Lone Knight Great Bows. Kind of reminiscent of in Orlando with the Silver Knight Archers, although not as big a pain in the ass. They're still nonetheless a pain, but it's not going to pretty much cost you all your souls going up a fucking incline trying to get them. Here you can see use my pyro before. I guess I kind of wasted it there because he was already taken out. Now we're going to cross the bridge. Interesting thing about this bridge, there's usually an alone knight that stands on it. And for whatever reason, I think it was just bad AI programming, he always falls off the bridge. Always. And there's another captain here that's blocking the entrance to the Smelter Demon, but he's going to take a backstab. He's going to get fucking punished right here. And then I'm going to make my way across here, make this jump, and over off to my right here on that ledge is... Well, actually, Pixels just fell off there into the lava, but the Dull Ember is on a corpse on that ledge down a set of stairs. If you're going to go grab it in New Game Plus, just be careful. There's a Red Phantom and a Lone Knight, and he's kind of a pain in the ass. The first few times when I was in New Game Plus, I didn't know he was there, and he actually ran out and killed me, knocked me into the lava. So I try to be very cautious. I always take him in here now to fight him. You actually don't even have to engage him. You can run past him, run up the ladder, and he doesn't follow you. So, but I like to take my revenge on him because he's killed me before. So, rather to be safe than sorry, I just always make sure I take him out. And as you can see, again, most of my shit is I have a fire. I have a fire-infused Uchi. I have, as my only means of offense, everything is fire-based, and it's not going to do any much good in this level, especially up against the Smelter Demon. But before we go into a fight him, actually, I had to go back and summon Pixels, so I try to open up the shortcut here. Another thing, if you're opening that shortcut, be very careful. On New Game Plus, there are 2 Alone Knight Red Phantoms in there. They will kill you. They're very aggressive. And you can see here I'm trying to open it up, but as I'm doing this, we get taken off guard by an Arbiter. He picked the perfect time to invade. He's actually a mage, so he's going to have ranged spells. We have no way of getting at him. My pyros won't reach that far. As you can see, he hits Sulaco, and Sulaco dies. So I'm going to try and take him out, but it's really going to be no use. I have no way of getting to him. And he has, like I said, he's using Soul Spear, so that pretty much fucked me. He hit me with that one. I fell off into the lava, so good game there, man. You're a prick, though. I'm going to remember your name, and actually, I think I wrote it down somewhere. I'm going to gank the fuck out of you every chance I get, buddy. Yeah, I'm kind of salty about it, I guess. So here we start at the fire again. I have Pixels in. Interestingly enough, I did put the name engraved ring on. I saw a few signs. I wasn't sure if they were Gamefaqs guys or not, because some of the Gamefaqs guys that I do know share the same gamer tag as their Gamefaqs name. I wasn't sure who it was, so I just didn't summon them. I ended up getting Pivotal Aura in here as soon as I fight this Alone Knight, and we take care of him while Pixels takes care of him. You're going to see Aura come back in. If you remember Aura, we had Pivotal Aura in for the Hide Knight, or the Tower of Flame, I believe it was the second episode, and Pivotal got vanquished when we were fighting all those big sentinels. So I tried to get Pivotal back in for the Huntsman's Cops, and because of my connection, it didn't allow it. But we have no problems getting Pivotal in, and basically he just runs through the area tanking everything. He's got the Malformed Skull build, which is a really cool build. Props to Aura for using the strength weapons, because you don't see a lot of that. Prior to Dark Souls 2 release, I was under the impression that strength weapons were viable. They were going to be viable, much more so than Dark Souls 1. I thought they'd put them right up there with Dex weapons, and it's funny because Dex weapons don't seem to be that viable in this. Everything seems to be better with an infusion. And I really haven't seen many strength weapons used. I mean, they stun lock infinitely, but they're slow swinging, and the hitboxes for them seem all fucked up. I tried using a large club before, using the Pursuer's Greatsword, and while they do a shit ton of damage, they're very easy to whiff with. They're very easy to punish. I kind of like seeing them when I see them in the arena, because I know it's almost an insta backstab for me. Problem with people that are picking up strength weapons, I think, they don't know really. They just see them, oh, this looks cool, this looks like a big weapon, so what I'll do is I'll just use it and I'll fuck people up. But they don't know any of the movesets, they don't know how to combo. One thing I will say for strength weapons, especially Ultra Great Swords, with the new backstep parry mechanic that was introduced, which is awesome, by the way. I'm sure it'll be patched out. There's already people crying about it. What they don't realize is what I was getting to. If you two-hand an Ultra Greatsword, backstep parry becomes useless. They cannot parry a two-hander Ultra Greatsword. So you have the advantage. If they're going to be going for backstep parries, you can punish them. That's the only thing that it won't work on, though, so be careful. Usually the telltale signs are they're going to keep a small shield in their offhand, or they'll keep a falchion, they'll keep a scimitar, a mannequin saber, any of the small swords that have the parry animation. Just don't keep on spamming, you won't have a problem. Anyways, we're making our way back to... I wanted to get my souls here, so I was playing it very cautious. I don't think Aura knew at this point, though, that I died, so we kind of used Aura as a guinea pig here. What we did was we ended up running to the door, and my plan was to open it, have those red phantoms come to us, but what we did was instead Pixels and myself opened the door, and we just kind of took off and left Aura for phantom bait, but Aura absolutely ended up destroying both of them, which was pretty cool. Aura's been the best tank we've had up to this point, and it's going to reiterate my fact when you see him fighting the Smelter Demon, he does work on the demon. That Malformed Skull is absolutely beastly. I want to try a build with it where I'd like to buff it, though. I'd like to maybe use it on a Faith build with the Sunlight Blade buff. I might as well maximize its damage potential. Right here, you're going to see I'm going to go for my souls. And we had no way to contact. It was just, for most of this playthrough, it was Pixels and myself in chat. And we weren't talking to anybody else. So basically, our summons didn't really know what we were doing. They just kind of had to play it by ear. And here you're going to see I'm going to grab my souls. Sorry, I was burping. The only thing with grabbing my souls here is we have to open that shortcut to get back to the other side, to get back to here, to go to fight the Smelter Demon. And I was trying to figure out if there was any possible other way I could do it, but there wasn't, so I'm going to make the leap. I'm going to grab my souls, and we're going to go downstairs, bait the phantoms, but instead of baiting them, Aura kind of just ran in and fucked them both up, which saved us a hassle. Yeah, right about here, you're going to see that happen. I think we were waiting for Aura to come down. And I told Pixels, as soon as we open the door, dude, just run. And that's what we did, and we kind of had a laugh about it. I was like, oh man, poor Aura. Aura's going to get fucked up. But we went back in, both the fucking phantoms were dead. You'll see. Yep, good job, Aura. Now that that's out of the way, I got my souls back. I have everything in order, so we are ready to go fight the Smelter Demon. And as I've stated previously, it's, for me, if I had to do this solo, I'm not really good with dodging, so I would either be dead about 15 times, or if I did manage to beat the Smelter Demon, it would take a long time. It'd be like a 15-minute plus fight, because I switched to a Manslayer here thinking, you know, my Fire Uchi isn't going to do anything. Not like the Manslayer is going to do much either. For me to poison the Smelter Demon, I'd need 6 or 7 hits. You and I both know, fighting the Smelter Demon, you're not just going to spam 6 or 7 hits off on that guy, even using a fast-swinging weapon like the Manslayer. So I tried my best. My plan during this fight was to basically be range support and get as many hits as I could, take pop shots. So it ends up working, but you're going to see just the pitiful damage that Pyromancy does. If you're a mage, or if you're a Faith guy, you pretty much have it on easy mode with this guy. He is very susceptible to magic, particularly Soul guys will rip through this guy. Even nerfed, it still does a ton of damage. Soul Greatsword does a ton of damage. Crystal Soul Spear, regular Soul Spear, any kind of magic will put a hurting on this guy. As you can see, my fireballs were only hitting him for basically about 24 damage, which is absolute shit. Thank God for Pivotal Aura in that weapon and Pixels getting up there. I feel bad though, because Pixels build has shit for defense, so he's kind of got to get in there and get out with punching at it. But you know, we've all fought the Smelter Demon. We know that attack he does. He starts spewing fire, and it starts damaging you if you're standing close to him. So that's not really going to fly with that kind of armor. I mean, I kind of have light armor. I have the smelter armor on, but it's not going to do much, especially if this guy hits me. I'm pretty sure I didn't get hit with this fight, though. But, like I said, I did the best I could offering support. It's not much. I guess every little bit counts, though, especially with somebody that's got a health pool. Now, he's a boss that I can appreciate. I think they did a good job with him. Although, once you get his patterns down, he's simple. But same thing in Dark Souls. Once you got... This whole game is timing and patterns. Once you memorize the patterns, you're not going to die. As you can see here, though, he kind of just went down. That last quarter health just melted away. And that's thanks to Aura's tanking and Pixels just getting in and out and hitting him. But anyways, guys, I'm about ready to wrap this one up. Sorry it was a short one, but I'd like to thank Aura for being an awesome tank. And also, thank you to my co-host Pixels, having a lot of fun doing this. So if what you guys saw, if you like what you see, please leave a like and subscribe. It'd help me out tremendously. And that's about it for now. I guess I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Wolfbeard out. Bye-bye.